Rebekah Vardy, 42, has been ordered to pay 90% of Coleen Rooney's legal costs, including an initial payment of £800,000, following her defeat in the highly publicized Wagatha Christie libel case. The final bill could reach as high as £1.6 million, as Team Coleen's total costs have been presented at £1,833,906.89, significantly exceeding their previously agreed costs budget of £540,779.07, the court was told. Carpenter further accused Coleen's legal team of using a kitchen sink approach in calculating their expenses, including charges for staying at the five-star Nobu Hotel in London, as well as substantial dinner, drinks, and minibar costs. These claims raised eyebrows, with Carpenter attempting to persuade the court that Coleen's team had inflated their costs unnecessarily. In defense, Robin Dunn, representing Coleen, rejected the accusations of dishonesty, calling them frankly outrageous. Dunn emphasized that Rebekah's own behavior during the case had contributed to the high legal costs. He argued that if Rebekah had handled the litigation appropriately from the outset, the expenses could have been significantly reduced. Dunn criticized Rebekah's conduct, noting that she had refused to engage with Coleen in an attempt to avoid the lawsuit, leading to the incurring of additional legal fees. Dunn also pointed out that Rebekah had initiated the libel case, despite knowing that the accusations made in Coleen's infamous Instagram post were true. He stated, "This was a libel claim which Mrs. Vardy chose to launch, despite knowing that the Instagram post was true. Mrs. Vardy refused to engage with Mrs. Rooney to try and avoid these proceedings, and by her conduct, significant additional costs were required to be incurred by Mrs. Rooney." He concluded that Rebekah's attempt to now claim that Coleen's costs were excessive was contradictory, considering the expenses had largely been caused by Rebekah's actions. The case originally stemmed from an explosive online accusation made by Coleen in October 2019, dubbed Wagatha Christie by the media. The row erupted when Coleen claimed that Rebekah had been leaking stories from her private Instagram account to the press. Coleen revealed that she had planted false stories on her Instagram, limiting their visibility to only one account, Rebekah's. When those fabricated stories appeared in the media, Coleen famously concluded her post with, "It's Rebekah Vardy's account." In response, Rebekah launched a libel suit, claiming Coleen had unfairly tarnished her reputation. However, in a dramatic conclusion to the 3-year legal saga, Coleen emerged victorious in July 2022. Mrs. Justice Stein, who presided over the case, delivered a scathing verdict, ruling that Rebekah knew of, condoned, and was actively engaged in leaking information to the media through her agent Caroline Watt. The judge labeled Rebekah's testimony as manifestly inconsistent and full of contradictions, while praising Coleen as an honest and reliable witness throughout the trial. Moreover, Mrs. Justice Stein found that Rebekah had deliberately destroyed crucial evidence to cover up her deceit. This included messages that were conveniently lost when her agent's phone was allegedly dropped into the North Sea. The court was left unimpressed by such explanations, with the judge concluding that Rebekah had not only been aware of the leaks, but had also attempted to hide the truth during the trial. Rebekah's defeat left her reputation and finances in ruins. The trial was a media spectacle that captivated the public, as the feud between the two high-profile WAGs, wives and girlfriends of footballers, played out in court. While Rebekah pursued legal action to salvage her name, the trial's outcome dealt a significant blow to her public image, as the judge's ruling confirmed that she had been involved in the very leaks she had denied. This week's hearing focused on the principles governing the payment of legal costs before a more detailed, line-by-line assessment of the final bill will take place at a later date. For now, Rebekah Vardy faces the prospect of having to pay out a substantial sum to cover the legal fees incurred by Coleen Rooney in their headline-grabbing legal battle.